Hey, YouTube, welcome back to How To Do's and Don'ts. And this really isn't a how to or a don't really at all. It's just a subject that I think is something to kind of be addressed. And from what I'm hearing, a little bit of research and reading upon the things that I'm aware of, it seems to be the direction this is leading more towards within the industry. They're always looking for newer, greener ways to be able to cut down electricity costs and emissions on all kinds of devices, and this should be a way to do that, being all climate heat pumps. All climate heat pumps, a majority of those, from what I've been reading, seem to be very well efficient to down to like a negative 15 below zero, where they can still adequately still heat your home without having any really worries. So being able to do that, they'll probably still have heat strips. I'm not 100% certain on the whole function, but if it's anything like the other ones, they probably won't engage until further down the line into the defrost area and all, and maybe not as often. But their efficiency is so much higher, and electricity costs and consumption will be so much lower than a standard just electric furnace, which heat pumps already are. But this will just put them that much further into being more efficient and keeping your costs down, because those strips, I'm sure, whenever they come in, probably for defrost or do need to be used, maybe in some super extreme or conditions, that it will be minimal compared to majority of the time like the standard heat pumps. The other thing I'd say with that, you can already see in some states, like such as California, it looks like they're trying to ban the natural gas furnaces and natural gas pretty much in itself. So this is going to be a great substitute for that. It just uses Freon like your standard air conditioner does. It's just switching what the system does whenever it's in the heating mode versus the air conditioning mode, as far as how they operate and function. I don't know how much you're aware of how heat pumps work or not. But that's kind of the gist of it. It's going to switch what the systems do. So it'll bring literally heat from outside to indoors of your house. That coil's absorbing that, bringing it in, even in those super low conditions, believe it or not. And that's the reason why I believe they'll switch to that. Because of that, keeping the electricity costs down. So you're going to reduce extreme amounts of demand on the grid, especially during the heating season, because systems tend to use even more power than the air conditioning. So this would be a drastic cost and reduction for that reason. Not to mention, it's not going to be putting off any type of combustible products from the gas being fired off and coming out. So you're never going to have to worry about having issues of carbon monoxide poisoning or anything like that, even in those super extreme conditions, which is great. I'm sure they'll probably be offering some insane incentives at some point too, to be able to get all that out there, like they tend to do with all the other types of renewables and substitutes, just like geothermal. Your geothermal, this is very similar to that, and they always have for those tax incentives. So you'll probably see the same thing come across and enable you to be able to probably get back, anywhere 20, 30%, I would imagine at minimum. That's generally where it's around. Sometimes even 35 can vary from state to state. And considering how much more efficient those are, who's to say? Maybe they'll offer something even higher than that because of that capability to try to get more people to do that, cutting down our cost and less likely to have problems with our grids. As everybody knows, they're definitely in high demand and needing to be changed and upgraded. And that's part of the reason, because when it is the heating season, there is a much more extreme load when all those heat strips kick in, much more often than they'd probably ever be used, if ever, having a geothermal type system, or as I was telling you, all climate type heat pump there. So that's part of the reasons for that. But these are the main reasons why I believe that's probably going to come into effect as we see it coming on down the line. A lot of people too seem to think that renewables aren't really going to happen. It's not working and all. I hate to break it to you, but I don't at the same time. They've had numerous breakthroughs already on how to be able to store that energy for months, not just days, not just weeks, but months on end. to be able to still power things. For those of you who think wind and solar are not going to be around, that we ain't going to continue to go down this road, we will. It's going to continue to advance. The efficiencies of the cells have gone up drastically. And like I say, they have the panels and all, where literally now solar panels and stuff will go flat. But anyways, you'll probably see some more of these types of systems and stuff powering the same systems that I'm talking about, to where you're utilizing your power in the best way and just going greener as a whole. They kind of help complete a full circle, as you can tell, and more of the reasons why I believe, like I said, they'll be looking to replace these things in the future. You're lowering risk of all kinds of things, like I said, as far as the risk of your health, of any combustibles in your house, if your furnace, if the heat exchanger has a crack in it, and all the CO2 problems, not firing right, a gas leak that could explode, not to mention having the super high power bills when it gets down to extreme temperatures, whether it is the natural gas, the electric, or the oil, you're going to consume more of those than normal. And having, like I said, the all climate type style type heat pump is basically just going to keep doing what it was doing. It might not be quite as efficient, but it's not really changing anything drastically to run your bill up super crazy. So it's a great benefit in that. Look into that, study into that, because I believe that's exactly where we're heading, to pretty much in all climate areas, that you're going to see this start picking up and catching on. I've been right about so many other things throughout these years, and I'm switching to Freon. I'll figure out to pass down this information to you. Seems to be one of the most logical things in line that they can do, that they probably will do. If you want to see and know more about a lot of the advancements that I tend to see much more often advertised than Facebook or any of these other pages, get you an account on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, they're constantly posting things that are showing the advancements in the future and where true business people are, for whether it's renewables or whatever. You name it, that's where you want to go to be able to see, to stay ahead and look into the future. Anyways, hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe. Be glad to answer any questions you may have or any requests you want. Just so you know, I'm not paid by anybody, any endorsements or anything. I just basically tell you what I think. Just a guy here in life, giving you my best judgment of everything that I've seen over the years, hoping that it helps you. But yeah, I'm just giving my opinion. I ain't paid for anything. Do your own research. Anyways, like I said, once again, like, subscribe, share with your friends or family members if you got something valuable out of it, and I'll see you on the next one.